Get this. Adults with financial literacy skills have 82% more wealth than those who don't. From swimming lessons to piano classes, us parents invest in so many things to enrich our kids' lives. But are we investing in their future financial success? With Greenlight, you can teach your kids financial literacy skills like earning, saving, and investing. And this investment costs less than that after-school treat. Start prioritizing their financial education and future today with a risk-free trial at greenlight.com/get-started. That's GREENLIGHT.com/get-started.
Hello and welcome to Citation Needed, the podcast where we choose a subject, read a single article about it on Wikipedia, and pretend we're experts, because this is the internet and that's how it works now. I'm Noah, and I'm going to be filing the application on this episode, but for that, I'm going to need a couple of comedy engineers. First up, two men whose tirades against modern technology that can't just fucking work puts the vent in invention, Heath and Cecil.
Okay, why does Bluetooth have a pump fake for connecting every single time? Just connect right. Are you edging me? What's happening?
My favorite part about Windows 11 is that I can open a folder and it tells me it's working on it. And it's been working on it for a really long time. So like a slow reader can make sure that they can read it like twice or three times in that time.
Sure. And also joining us, two guys so bad at using new tech, they almost count as outventers, Eli and Tom.
Yeah, ChatGPT is getting rude about when I ask what I'm forgetting when I walk in a room.
I'm going to say, we should have stopped at the light bulb. It's been downhill ever since.
I want to argue with you so bad. And before we get to the essay proper, I want to take a minute to remind our listeners that there really was a funny opening sketch on this episode. The beginning, and Eli will almost certainly reference it at some point, either on this show or another. And if you were a patron, you would stand some chance of getting all of his future jokes.
That's right.
If you'd like to know what Eli is talking about, be sure to stick around to the end of the show. And with that out of the way, tell us, Cecil, what person, place, thing, concept, phenomenon, or event will we be talking about today?
Today we're going to be talking about crazy patents.
All right, and Tom, you perused a listicle probably. Are you ready to elaborate on its bullet points?
Okay, I perused several listicles.
right.
Okay, I don't want to sell you short there.
Triple the work I do
Outrageous.
on my essays.
Outrageous.
Okay,
A listicle of listicles.
All right, with apologies. So what are some crazy patents? And more importantly, how are they akin to the last leaf clinging to an autumn tree under an ash gray sky?
Not today, Noah. Not today.
He met his word count, so he doesn't have to backfill the beginning.
That's right. I didn't have to go back and
Fucking listicles,
flesh
man.
it
That's
out
the
with
best
some
part.
florid touches. All right, in October of this year, 1 week after Hurricane Helene ravaged the southeastern states of America, Marjorie Taylor Greene, being a duly elected representative of Congress for Georgia's 14th district, she took up the mantle of leadership to advocate for her constituents in the only way she knew how, by being aggressively, violently, catastrophically stupid.
She did 10 kipping pull-ups. That's how she...
And she invented a cattle prod that clips in under your body during those pull-ups. Did she invent something for that?
Now she's unburdened from her previous marriage. She no longer openly has to cheat with polyamorous CrossFit tantric sex gurus. And MTG now has time.
I feel like we're being judgy about MTG. There's so many other ways we could talk about her problematic nature. And cheating on your spouse. Thank you, Heath.
And MTG now has time for the important work of leading by tweeting. And in this case, she tweeted out a dumbass meme with the heading, "They can't control the weather," followed by a list of what the meme describes as weather modification patents.
Okay, so they can. I think you mean they shan't, Madge. Shan't.
In that great American moment that combined civic leadership with a failed middle school science education, MTG pushed two categorically wrong ideas. That we can create hurricanes and that patents are evidence of anything other than, well, the existence of a patent.
$100 to the person who submits a patent that shows a cross-section of Marjorie Taylor Greene piloted like a mech by a lizard alien. $100, it's all yours.
Okay, I feel like the Rothschilds have plenty of money already, Cecil. You're gonna
unfortunately.
offer a lot more than $100.
MTGRV.
Now, we are going to discuss some truly wonderfully unhinged patents today, but first, it would behoove us all to take a moment to understand what a patent actually is. If you were to invent a better mousetrap, you'd want some way to make money on that idea. But without a patent, huge companies would just say, great mousetrap, and then have it built for less than you in bulk in China and then put you out of business. A patent protects the inventor of something for a period of time by giving them the exclusive right to that idea or invention, and in exchange, the patent itself is made public.
Right. In theory.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Tell that to the guy who patented mailing cassette tapes to people and tried to claim decades later that meant podcasters owed him money. Yeah.
He did. Now, technically speaking, the patented invention is supposed to actually work. That's actually one of the basic criteria you're supposed to meet to get a patent, except that it's also not. The patent office can't, as a matter of practicality, actually test every patent application or ask for a working model for every application. So instead, what often happens is that cranks and crackpots file wonderfully insane patents with wildly terrible drawings of the sort that a not particularly precocious third grader might produce. And then certain representatives of the United States Congress use those drawings as evidence of weather weapons and other bullshit when she is not busy showing stolen revenge porn of private citizens on the floor of the House.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Okay, Tom, if we're going to dismiss patent trolls and irrelevant cranks, what's the point of me even trying to do a Nikola Tesla essay? Like, if you're just...
It's meta? It would be meta, right?
Fun fact, when Einstein was a patent clerk, people would turn in their patents, and because he was Einstein, he'd be like, hey, this doesn't work, but he didn't know that patent offices were for crazy retirees to deposit their mental illness into the United States mailbox. So they'd be like, Dr. Burr! And then he got yelled at by his boss, like, stop correcting people's patents.
All right, so let's take a look at some of the weather patents that MTG was so proud to tweet out. Now, we're not going to be able to take a look at all of them because a good deal of the writing on the memes she posted isn't actually even legible. But one of the earliest of the patents she cited as proof of weather weapons was filed in 1914. It expired in 1931, and it's for a rain-making balloon. Or rather, balloons. It actually appears from the drawings to be a bunch of big-ass balloons just carrying a box filled with powder. That's it, just powder. A congresswoman tweeted this.
Well, counterpoint, ass balloons filled with powder making people say crazy shit isn't that abnormal.
Yeah, it's kind of par for the course.
Okay, you guys remember Balloon Fight? I'm pretty sure the Illuminati are doing that. I'm a sitting U.S. Congresswoman.
You're talking shit right now, but we cut to MTG furiously releasing lightning-filled balloons at you guys.
Oh, yeah.
She knows. She's read the patent.
She's
now.
rubbing it on her hair and just letting it go.
We don't have the monkeys to take her down, guys. We don't.
Where'd you get those buzzards?
Another.
All the young people in our audience have no fucking idea what we're referencing, and it's impossible to communicate the 2D nightmare that took up hundreds of hours of our
Balloon
lives.
Fight is such a good game, though.
I don't want to revisit it.
Come on.
Now, another, filed in 1917, floated not balloons, but the idea of burning highly combustible fuel as a way of protecting troops from poisonous gas in warfare.
You melt them first?
What?
I think from the photos that the idea is to line the front of the trenches with canisters that when you light will burn up all the poisonous gas that drifts toward the trench. But I don't have a fucking clue if that would work. But two things here are worth noting. One, no, that would not work. That's just stupid.
No.
And two, nothing about any of that has anything to do with weather or hurricanes.
Now, Tom, as an East Coaster who was told several times last year it was poison gassy out, I do have to beg to differ.
And there's a few others that just have nothing to do with anything. And really, I mean, who fucking cares? Because what if the lizard people Illuminati overlords have a secret publicly filed patent for a working hurricane gun? What if, in fact, there were some way to create the 1.5 trillion watts of power that the winds alone in a hurricane possess? And then, like, pew pew, those trillions of watts of energy precisely in the general direction of roughly the coastal area you want to destroy.
Oh, fuck. We're about to drive a DeLorean past a courthouse really fast, aren't we?
All right. Enter US 20030085296A1, which abstract is described as affecting the formation of low atmospheric systems by using big fucking speakers and blasting sound waves at specific frequencies until a hurricane happens.
Okay, listener, Tom has included a link to this patent in our notes, and while it might not be practical to demand a working model for every invention, the solution to that impracticality is definitely not whatever these drawings represent. We've gone too far in the other direction.
My favorite part is that they show the path of what should be a hurricane that's thousands of miles because of the curves involved. And this thing is just pointed out into the ocean with trunk thumping bass. Like, you might as well just line Himalayan salt lamps on the shore to start one.
It's so silly. It looks like the original application was just some guy going to the patent office with like a picture of a cloud in crayon that he drew, being like, look at this, look at this. And they were like, you have to draw a little bit more stuff than that.
Right.
And so he did.
Right.
Can you just write out?
And the speakers, we got one speaker facing one way and then another to go the other way so that it'll go in a circle. That's to make it go in a circle. He said, so the guy walked in there and he's like, okay, you know how you can get everybody to walk around the pool together and you get a little whirlpool going? Okay, you guys know the Gulf of Mexico, right? Now hear me out.
Have you seen Back to the Future?
If you're walking at 88 miles an hour, that's a lot of water.
Do you know it's actually gigawatts and not gigawatts? But like, it's basically the same idea.
Other people don't know that.
Kara says gigawatts. Come on.
All right, but what if you don't want to
She
create a
says
hurricane, but rather stop one? You could, of course, as Trump suggested on more than one occasion, drop a nuclear bomb into it. But what if that was actually a dangerously radioactively insane idea? What then? Well, then you could turn to another patent filed in 2009, which suggests that the best way to disrupt or control a hurricane is to raise the temperature in the eye of the hurricane by flying scores of jet planes into the eye, and then they turn on their afterburners to heat up the whole system and cause the hurricane to collapse from an overdose of awesomeness.
Yeah, I feel like that happened in the original ending of Twisters, but the writers went dumber, right? They were like,
All right, clearly not all amazing patents are hurricane related, but sometimes awesomeness doesn't come easily. Patent 5,885,614 aims to cure impotence without boner pills, but with cloths or sprays imbued with sexy smells. Sexy smells such as pumpkin pie and donut.
Go on.
That's the invention. That actually tells us more than anyone should be comfortable with about the inventor, actually.
Okay, I feel like you're being a little judgy, man. I mean, worst case scenario for him is sending me a pumpkin pie and some donuts. Like,
Right. So,
I want that.
no, don't listen to Tom on this one, Heath. If pumpkin pie and donuts weren't universal aphrodisiacs, the pie wouldn't need to be so soft and the donuts wouldn't have to have holes in them. Obviously.
all coming together.
I think.
Look at you, supported, held in the light, thriving, free.
Hard.
Well, now you
Just
ruined it.
Grandma's house.
No, the fuck you didn't.
Thank you again.
Now, there's an amazing patent filed in 1923 described as a head exerciser for, I guess, working out your lazy fucking face. Now, I'm going to tell you how this one works, and you can tell me if you think it's even possible for anything to go wrong. Quote, each user gripped a metal plate between their teeth.
I think it's possible for it to go wrong.
The plates were attached to each other via a spring device.
Okay.
Each other?
Sure.
Each person then pulls away from the other, sort of like a tug of war. Perfect invention. No notes.
That's great.
Slaps it. We call this baby American representative democracy.
Okay, I have one note. Lose the plates, lose the spring, get a toy for your dog. So perfect. You're also, I think I already invented this and it fucking rules. You just wrestle a dog for an object. It's so fun.
Now, some inventions solve problems we've all struggled with, and we've been too ashamed to discuss. Take the urinal headrest. Patented in 2004, the urinal headrest finally solves the problem of where to rest your head while you're taking a piss. Clearly, standing up straight while peeing is stupid, and leaning your head against a cold tile wall is uncomfortable. But
yeah.
Until the urinal headrest came along, men had no choice but to mash our faces against the bathroom wall without even a touch of comfort padding. And the world was clearly a bleaker place for us all to live.
I like where their heads are, but I like to lean back when I'm doing that. I want the headrest behind me. You know what I mean?
Ooh. Well, not as much as the guy at the next urinal wants that for you, but yeah.
Right now, I have to go like over the top in a big arc over myself and like, yeah.
Sure, yeah.
Flip it around.
Imagine how often you have to be in the second half of a Coen Brothers movie, head pressed against the tile of a strange bathroom, that you think to yourself, there should be a pillow.
Jesus Christ.
Like, what if instead you just went to rehab, man? How about that?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you know what we need in bathrooms? More things to touch. That's what we need in
I'm
bathrooms.
surprised
Yeah.
we don't
With our
actually have those in
heads.
Vegas now. 'Cause they have like the
Nasty.
drink rests
So
for the
fucking
bathroom.
nasty.
Oh, fuck.
Jesus Christ.
The high roller suite.
And here we have the ball rest that you could set your balls on as you pee.
Does it adjust? I've gotten a little older. I need a lower one. Yeah.
Because that is where the pee comes
Comes
from.
out of the
is
balls. Your balls are
So
Yeah.
yeah, so they got to be in the right position.
And they
to let it
retract
all
as
out.
you empty. So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right, now let's take a quick look at the rodent blaster patent.
Ballivator.
When varmints can't be controlled by tiny women wielding their hammers, it might be time to turn to the rodent blaster. Now, all you have to do is take a simple, everyday handgun, anyone you have laying about will do, and insert it into the rodent blaster.
I already don't like
Then you place the combo at the opening of the critter's burrow, and when the unlucky beast emerges from its hidey hole,
What is happening?
the gun fires.
Oh, no.
Somehow. There's no indication at all of any triggering mechanism, but a good old-fashioned American bullet will solve the critter problem.
Okay, well, Tom, you didn't pay attention because there's a second patent on how to make a mouse state Courtney
Oh,
Love.
fuck.
You got to see it in the context.
No.
Context.
Okay, I don't understand what the invention is. It's just the same as putting a gun in front of the hole
It
and
is
shooting
a
the
gun
thing, right?
that you put in a hole.
There's a
It probably
code.
holds the
There's a
gun
does.
up.
It's
Oh,
like
does in
holding
fact
your
hold the
thumb
gun up,
over
yeah.
the hose for a bullet.
Yeah, it is. Now, some of us on this very show have a hard time waking up, and some of us have turned to electrifying solutions, but there are other
One of us
options
has.
for heavy sleepers. This patent involves suspending wooden blocks over the sleeper's head on some sort of apparatus attached to a quick release connected to an alarm. And when the alarm goes off, the sleeper is gently roused from their slumber by a series of wooden blocks falling onto their face. It is, you're laughing. It is suggested to use wooden pieces that are light enough to awaken the sleeper without causing them serious harm. But that is just a suggestion.
I am laughing, but I do think this would sell with a catchier name like the clock block.
Absolutely.
Oh, nice.
Love that.
Yeah.
Also, I feel like they're making it a little harder than it has to be. You can set like an Echo Dot to just yell Jenga at you if you want.
Mhm.
Okay, all right, but realistically, though, nobody on this call thinks this would be a less pleasant way to wake up than the way Tom wakes up.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Right, like,
if,
It seems really weird for Tom to be making jokes about
thank
this shit.
you. Yes.
Okay, the zapping is on my wrist, not on my face. That's better somehow.
Oh, okay.
No, well, in
little
that
bit.
case,
We're going to get to the electrified Jenga blocks soon, I'm sure.
Just drops Hellraiser blocks on top.
Bats them away, turns over.
Yeah. It pulls his flash off. He's like, snooze. Fuck it.
Do you guys remember habit trails? Habit trails? For the uninitiated, a habit trail is a series of nauseatingly colored plastic tubes for hamsters to run around and piss and shit in, and which are basically impossible to keep clean. But as much fun as shit-filled hamster tubes are, they do have one fatal flaw. they have not been wearable until now. Patent 5,901,666 contains a delightful drawing of an absolutely ecstatic wearer just fucking covered in shit-filled hamster tubes and grinning the satisfied grin of a young man finding himself for the first time.
Okay, it might not be in the picture, but one of these tubes definitely goes up this guy's ass.
Yeah, no, the most plausible explanation for that grin, yes.
Yeah, everybody's already got a shit-filled hamster tube ready to go. You want it.
I wear glasses.
Your butthole.
Yeah, no, it's your butt.
I wear glasses, and I will admit it can be pretty annoying. On hot, sweaty days, which are pretty much all days for me, my glasses have a tendency to slip down my face. If only there was a better way to secure glasses to your face that was more secure. Enter the patent for pierced glasses. This revolution in eyewear technology eschews the traditional arms for eyeglasses and instead works by literally running a metal bar through the bridge of your nose.
All right. I'm down.
Ow.
Now properly moored into the soft flesh of your face, the glasses then are affixed securely to the metal stud you've permanently inserted into your flesh, and the problem is finally solved.
You can maybe double up these patents. The piercing mechanism is just you playing mouth tug-of-war with someone with that thing earlier. And it's just whoever loses has to wear these glasses, you know?
These inventors need to get together about ideas for sure. I like it, Cecil.
But my question on this one is because, like, glasses are already generally moored to the ears where people generally get piercings. So, like, what doesn't this seem like we're trying to do the wrong fuck, man?
What if we moor it to the eyeball?
Oh, Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
right.
Look, for generations, women have been telling us that giving birth is hard. And it sure looks to be. Well, what if there were an alternative to all that pushing and screaming that marks the banal, everyday miracle of birth? What if we replaced midwives with the awesome power of centrifugal force?
Oh, God.
A patent filed in 1953 called, quote, apparatus for facilitating the birth of a child by centrifugal force suggests that maybe the dream of strapping a pregnant woman down and salad spinning the next generation of young inventors into the world may be only moments away. And in case you were wondering, a net is placed between mom's legs to catch the little scamp before they careen off into a wall because safety
You know,
first.
if you put up a canvas, you could also get a Pollock out of it too.
Yeah. All right, we've been trying to do the thing with the, you tie a string and you slam the door.
Oh, God.
If the doula's a dropper, it's a big problem. I'm glad they invented this. With the net, especially.
Podcast listener, Tom has included a link to this patent in our show notes as well. And the mismatch of the highly technical drawing and the crayon scrawl that is the idea of this patent, very upsetting to me. Very upsetting.
See, I was struck by the same thing. Like, the only explanation is that the dude paid a professional to draft that for him. And I would so buy that guy a beer to hear his story, right?
Yeah.
All right, a car theft can be a real problem, and stopping thieves can endanger the public. But what if there were a way to scan cars to see if they were stolen and then catastrophically damage those cars so they couldn't drive off? Enter the, quote, method of stopping a stolen car without a high-speed chase utilizing a barcode. Now, for this one, automakers would need to install into every car a barcode implanted between the glass of the windshield. And then when a car is stolen, that car's barcode is input into the stolen car's database. And all the cops have to do now is scan every car in America. And when they come across one with a barcode that indicates that it's been stolen, the cops have a trick up their sleeve. Because it's not just a barcode that's been installed. There would now also be a short-barreled loaded gun installed in the wheel well of each tire. And upon triggering the stolen barcode, a signal is then beamed to the wheel guns, which shoot out the tires of the stolen car so it can't drive away. Oh, an alternative solution in the same plan was to trigger something described as, quote, anchor knives. rather than shooting out the tires. Either way, a simple and elegant solution.
Oh, all right. Well, now I need to take a minute to shit on Tom's idea for how to stop a stolen car because apparently it's so much fucking better than that one. So we're going to take a quick break for a little apropos of nothing.
Excuse me, I was told to come down here.
Oh, yeah. Welcome to the Department of Government Time Suck. How can I help you?
Time suck?
Yeah. So, you know how the problem with the government is that it has to be the government for time-wasting idiots as well as everybody else?
I don't really know that.
Oh, no, right. Of course you don't. Yeah. So, but that is a problem. And here at the DOGTS, or Doggets, we sort of hold that bag for the rest of the government so they can do their jobs.
But I have a patent for a legitimate invention.
Oh, I bet you do. Let me see. Oh, yep. You drew the blueprints yourself. I see.
Yeah, it's a time machine.
A time machine. Wow. All right. Well, let's jump in. Do you have a working model?
No, but as soon as the government grants my request for dilithium crystals, I'll probably
Say no more. Say no more. Supplies needed. And would you say that you created this on your own, or did you have a co-inventor?
Well, actually, the forward projection of Nikola Tesla came to me in a dream with these plans.
Dream Tesla. Yeah, no, that's actually just a box we can check. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. You go ahead and finish filling this out, and then I'll put it right here in our document processor, and we'll get back to you.
But that looks like a shredder.
No. Document processor. Trust me, I have a patent on it and everything.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Did you know that parents rank financial literacy as the #1 most difficult life skill to teach? Meet Greenlight, the debit card and money app for families. With Greenlight, you can send money to kids quickly, set up chores, automate allowance, and keep an eye on your kids' spending with real-time notifications. Kids learn to earn, save, and spend wisely. And parents can rest easy knowing their kids are learning about money with guardrails in place. Try Greenlight risk-free today at greenlight.com/getstarted. That's GREENLIGHT.com/getstarted.
And we're back. When we last left off, Tom was giving Eli all kinds of ideas I wasn't fond of. Tom, please tell me the name of this next one isn't also something Eli could accidentally kill people with.
Probably going to disappoint you. All right, everyone loves a picnic, but nobody likes getting hassled by the bugs. And the best solution one man came up with was the electrified tablecloth.
Damn it, Tom.
Yeah.
What did I just say?
So imagine you're a typical picnic tablecloth, but rather than just being a stupid, boring tablecloth full of ants and bees and praying mantises eating all your hoagies, this one is an electrified tablecloth, which is way better and not at all dangerous.
Hon, can you set this down by you? I'm cooking bacon on my side right now, and I don't have any room for it.
Well, I'm so sorry, Stacy, but what about clear? Doesn't your idiot toddler understand? Jesus,
Also, now I'm pretty sure Tom's beaten up a praying mantis during a picnic because his hoagie got taken for a second.
If they take your hoagie, you can fight.
No, that is actually
yeah.
Standard
Also, if they
ground law
don't.
was originally just for praying mantises.
Now, bug-free picnics are not the only solutions that the miracle of electricity provides. Just imagine a world before the invention of the device for the treatment of hiccups. Now, this device involves a, quote, metallic cup-like vessel, being a first electrode for producing electricity adapted to be applied to the lip of the user. Now, if that sounds a lot like an electrified drinking glass, you would be wrong. It is an electrified drinking cup-like vessel.
Okay. And it's also an alarm clock. It's versatile. I like it.
No more waking up with dry mouth. No more waking up.
We're waking up.
Hold the cup up to your face, it shoots a block right in your face. Like, where did that even come from?
Wrong one.
For hours.
Wrong one. Now my day started on the wrong foot.
I am filing a patent now for cup full of wooden blocks.
Raising kids is hard work, and so is mowing the lawn. What if, as a busy parent, you could kill 2 birds and maybe some or all of those kids with one simple invention? You might then want to consider the pedal-operated mower, which, looking at the picture, is very clearly just a children's tricycle with a lawnmower mounted to the back of it. A fucking lawnmower on a kid's tricycle.
Oh, God, blah, blah, blah. Helicopter parents always med lifting their kids off to emergency care. Whatever.
Thank you.
Although it is linguistically fitting that the opposite of a helicopter parent just puts the spinning blades on the bottom of the vehicle.
Yeah, it's all
right?
coming together. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, it is no secret that smoking is a tough addiction to break, and even tougher is the smell from all that cigarette smoke. Up until now, smokers have had to rely on lying to themselves about what they smell like to get by. But no more with the smoker's hat. Imagine if you could wear on your head a simple metal oven hood at all times. You would be able to smoke all you want, content with the knowledge that simply by wearing an entire kitchen exhaust hood and power supply on your head, you have solved the problem.
Okay, you laugh, Tom, but if this thing had let Noah and Lucinda smoke in airports back when they were smoking, they would have owned 2 each, Tom.
No, yeah, because you need one when the other one's charging. You need a different
Exactly,
one to use. Yeah.
All right, look, I'm personally not much into video games, but I know that most people on this show and in the world are. And perhaps the next one will be of particular interest to you guys. Games offer so many different sensory inputs, but what they don't do is mildly electrocute you. Until now.
Way too many inventions on this list where some guy being like, okay, how about plus lightning on whatever? Some other guy putting down a bong being like, mind blown. With light.
The electrostatically enhanced game is basically a booth the player enters that then just shocks the ever-loving shit out of them based on what happens in the game. It specifically says in the patent that it uses a high voltage current. But for this one, I have to include the patent image for you guys. And if anyone could explain to me what the numerical values labeled all over this thing mean, I will deed my house to you right now.
You know, the guy getting shocked and saying Zowie makes this seem a little less real.
Doesn't
All
it?
right, Tom, I have no idea about the numbers. I think they just looked at other patents which had numbers and arrows on them, and they were like, yeah, we could number stuff on this. I know what arrows are. It's easy. But my favorite part is how they drew the friend outside of the video game
Yes.
electrifying booth, just watching
He's
his
the
buddy
main character
get
of this
electrocuted,
episode.
being like, wow. They actually wrote wow there. And that guy is labeled as component number 41, outside observer.
Okay. But to be fair, it does seem like it would be fun to watch someone else play that game. I
No,
would
it
like
does,
to
though, yeah.
watch Keith
I would
play
say
that
wow.
game.
All right, you ever decide to take a bath, but it's just too
No.
much work to move the water around over your filthy, filthy parts?
Yeah.
No, that's because that's not how baths work. But that didn't stop someone from inventing the rocking bathtub. This is a bathtub that oscillates and rocks to splash the bather with water. And it's not at all clear why you would want to do this, but it does come with a handy tarp that straps down over the top of the tub and has a hole to poke your head out from, so you're safely trapped inside the goddamn thing.
This invention is exclusively because someone realized they couldn't take a bath in a top-loading washing machine and was furious about it.
Okay, look, I will yes and a lot of shit, but I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I don't want a rocking bathtub for the sake of a show. That's a bridge too far. Dude, when you trapped in it, why the fuck would you want to leave if your bathtub rocked you?
You're a weird guy. No illusions. Weird guy.
Also, you can take a bath in a top-loading washing machine. I'm just saying. They have to let you.
Hey, Heath, they don't have to.
He's just- Did you get kicked out of a Sears,
been
too?
kicked out of a lot of laundromats.
He's just trying to get my dick ripped off again. It's a fun game to play.
Now, phone calls aren't always good news, and sometimes we need some comfort while having difficult conversations. The phone hugger masterfully combines the standard house phone with a body pillow, so you can pretend you're hugging your loved ones while talking to them on the other hand. And now that I've said this, it's clearly an invention so unutterably sad that it makes me want to curl up with the rodent blasting instead.
That is dark.
Ugh.
If you put a fleshlight slot in there and program the speed dial with the time and temp guy, I'm in.
And we invented a fuck robot again.
Again.
This keeps happening. Okay.
Yeah, well, sure. When your definition of fuck robot includes a pumpkin pie,
Right, don't pretend you don't see it too. Come on.
Okay. I'm sorry, I love that the most useless element of this patent is the house phone. Right?
Yeah.
That's why I chose the time and temp guy.
Remind you when
Yeah, I
you were
know,
young.
right?
No,
It's
I
like
get it. I
wistful.
get it.
It's like, it's a
Yes,
lot of
yeah.
memories, you know?
Now, house fires are no joke, and most deaths occur not from the flames, but from smoke inhalation or asphyxiation. If there was some way to get quality air in case of a fire, it could be a real lifesaver, which is why the toilet snorkel was invented. You might not be aware, but inside your toilet, behind the water line, is a pocket of air. You would be hard-pressed to call it fresh air, but it is air. And the toilet snorkel lets you run a tube past the water line of your shitter to tap into that sweet, life-giving sewer gas.
I feel like you should wear around the oven hood hat instead of this. That feels like a better move
That'd be way
for
easier.
a house fire.
You could use my spare.
Now, across America, we've all seen the beer can hat, but that is some amateur hour shit for pussy-ass lightweights. To really get your money's worth, it pays to buy in bulk, which is why the beer keg hat was
Okay.
invented.
What?
This is a helmet with an actual entire keg of beer that attaches to it. A typical keg of beer filled weighs 160 pounds, which, according to my online degree in chiropractic science, is way too much fucking weight to wear on your goddamn head.
Yeah, but you got to get out those neck strengtheners, boys and girls. Come on.
Just
Tug
need
of
two
war.
plates and a spring. You're good to go.
I feel like if
Glasses
you
will stay on
die
and everything.
from the keg helmet, you should get one of those half-in-it articles they do, like when someone dies of fireworks, you know? Should be like a wacky fun one from the AP.
Babies are stupid.
Your baby's stupid.
They're all stupid. They wake up all the time when you're trying to sleep. And when that happens, most parents get up and check to see if their child is in need of anything, like food or a change of diaper, or even perhaps some comfort. But comforting your own baby is boring, and the baby might grow up thinking they're loved. That's no good. The better solution is the automatic baby patting machine, which is a mechanical arm that attaches to the crib and then pats the baby back to sweet, neglected sleep.
All right. Well, he's not going to be able to come without a robot arm in the future, but I think we invented another fuck robot, so maybe that's good.
Yeah.
Make some money.
A pre-fuck robot, if you will.
Fun fact, this same device serves as an automated baby slapper once she's big enough to roll over.
All right, now finally, and this one is my favorite, there is actually a patent on being a patent troll. Seriously. Huh? And the patent is owned by fucking Halliburton. And it is called the Patent Trolling Application. And it seeks to own the rights to, quote, patent acquisition and assertion by a non-inventor first party against a second party.
What?
This is a patenting patent trolling. And it is peak American legal stupidity.
Okay, I'm filing a patent troll patent against Halliburton.
Right?
Get it in there.
Obviously.
Keep going.
Can't triple stamp a double stamp. And if you had to summarize what you've learned in one sentence, what would it be?
If you build a better mousetrap, no, you didn't.
Well, you make a hurricane and send it at the mouse. So are you ready for the quiz?
I am indeed.
All right, Tom, which of the following is the best video game that electrocutes the player? A, DioShock. B,
Fantastic.
Sparkum Asylum. Or
Nice.
C, Socket League.
Amazing. I love that one.
Socket
Socket League, so good.
Socket League. It's big over in South
Is
Korea,
correct.
I think. But I'm still going to go with DioShock.
I kind of told you the answer, but DioShock. Nailed it.
Oh, God, nailed it. Yes.
2. Also.
Hey, Tom, obviously there is a weather gun that they don't want you to know about. What is its name? A, lightning bolt action. B, Sig shower. C, Thunderbus. Or D, Windchester.
Winchester. The toss up between Winchester and the Thunderbus, but I'm old school. I'm going Thunderbus.
Thunderbus, correct.
Nailed it. Yes.
All right, Tom. I am all the way sold on this baby comforting robot. What should we call it? A, the not so heavy petter. B, Rock-a-My Baby.
That's actually good.
Thank you. C,
Nice, yeah.
the baby bot hole.
No, that's terrible.
Or D, the iPad.
The
iPad. I like that one. That was a good one.
All right. 2 out of 4 of these were actually pretty good, which is a record for Eli, but I'm going to go with the iPad.
That's incorrect, Tom. 4 out of 4 of them were super dope and funny.
Unfortunately, the format demands that he is correct. Eli, you are our winner. All 4
Thank
were
you,
funny.
Noah, for holding me in the light. I want an essay from you next week.
Oh, well, lucky me. All right. Well, for Tom, Cecil, Heath, and Eli, I'm Noah. Thank you for hanging out with us today. We're going to be back next week, and by then, I'll be an expert on something else. Between now and then, you should listen to Cecil on Lawful Assembly, Tom on Dear Old Dads, Heath on God Awful Movies, and me on The Scathing Atheist. Yeah, actually, it works best if you also listen to the other people on those shows, like, when they were talking.
Honestly,
We'll
you just
separate
listen to
out
Noah
the
on
audio. We'll have
Scathing.
Morgan do
Yeah,
sure.
tracks.
No,
So you can just listen to one.
the new
Right, right.
AirPods do that.
So, of course, if you'd like to help keep this show going, you can make a per-episode donation at patreon.com/citationpod. Or leave us a 5-star review everywhere you can. Or, I don't know why it's or. It could be and. And if you want to get in touch with us, check out past episodes, connect with us on social media, or check out the show notes, be sure to check out citationpod.com.
Okay, so now what happens now that you processed my patent?
Well, we're actually send you more paperwork in the mail to do.
Okay, great.
Excuse me, I got a speeding ticket, but I was actually traveling on my own personal property.
Yeah, you want down the hall on the right. Frank, got one for you.
Oh, man, here comes another legal genius.
That room down the hall?
Yep, that one on the right.
Sure hope he doesn't know about maritime law or I'm fucked.
I do know everything about maritime law.
Get this. Adults with financial literacy skills have 82% more wealth than those who don't. From swimming lessons to piano classes, us parents invest in so many things to enrich our kids' lives. But are we investing in their future financial success? With Greenlight, you can teach your kids financial literacy skills like earning, saving, and investing. And this investment costs less than that after-school treat. Start prioritizing their financial education and future today with a risk-free trial at greenlight.com/getstarted. That's GREENLIGHT.com/getstarted.